Good evening, everybody. Welcome to season 4, episode 4, overall number 35 of the Small Talk podcast, a monthly entertainment talk show hosted by co hosts Marlene Sharp and Chris Pomay. I hope everyone is doing well on this Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. April is just flying by, and just a couple more days, we'll be into the month of May as well. I hope everyone is doing well. And I'm looking forward to our show tonight with Marlene Sharp and our special guest, Alexa Phelece. And going to bring on my co host, Marlene, right now.
Ta-da! Hello, Chris. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm good, and I had some good news. You know how when you file your income tax, you're always stressed out that you're going to be owing money to the government? Well, I filed mine late this year thinking I was going to owe the government money, and my accountant managed to get me some money back. So less stress when your income tax is in your favor.
That's amazing. And you know what? I never thought of Canada having income tax, but I guess you do.
Yes, yes.
Wow, what a
We,
concept. Okay.
yes, we pay
Well,
a lot of tax.
misery loves company. So we have to do it and
Yep.
you have to do it, then that makes
There's,
us trauma bonded for life.
there's only two things you can't escape in life: death and taxes,
Yes. It does seem that way, doesn't it?
and politicians.
Yes.
But anyways, yeah, so that was good news for me. And then I did my 700th episode last night with a stand-up comedian from Buffalo, New York, Allie Brady, who brought her dog Hat Trick, named after hockey when you score 3 goals. They call it
Oh.
a hat trick. So she named her dog a little bulldog named Hat Trick, and he had a little Buffalo Sabres hockey jersey on too.
Oh my goodness, that is the cutest thing. We need to have more dogs on this show, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
maybe
I
yeah, could be a requirement. Like, come on the show, but you must have your dog, or animal, or your child. If you don't have a dog or a cat or a pet.
I I do have a cat, Latte, who's a Siamese cat. I had to take her to the vet last week. Taking her to the vet is the easy part. She loves the vet. She lets them take blood from her and do tests on her. It's the hardest part of bringing a cat to the vet is getting the cat into the carrying cage.
I have heard that.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, Blanche, of course, is a dog, but she refuses to get into to the carrier, and has done so for most of her life. So I just gave up, and that's one of the reasons why she's a service dog, because service dogs don't travel in carriers, and that was I had no choice.
And you know, I dogs are intelligent. Cats always know. My cat can sense when she has to go to the vet. I'm telling you, cats don't get enough credit for being smart.
Oh, they are brilliant. Yes, they're diabolical. Like, they're smart. They're like criminal
Yeah.
masterminds, really.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, how are you doing? And how did the DigiFest go with Diane Strand, who was our guest a
Oh,
month ago?
our last guest, Diane Strand, was the belle of the DigiFest ball. She was amazing. Amazing is way too trite to describe what she accomplished last week. She produced a 3-day festival, which featured all kinds of digital content. So it was a film festival, but also a conference, and it brought together people with disabilities as well as people without disabilities. But there were people of all professional levels in the media, and guest speakers. And I mean, it was outstanding. And she also operates a school, or a media training facility. And so all the event volunteers and people who are displaying their work were somehow connected to her JDS Creative Academy and JDS Studios. And so it was a lovely drive out to Temecula, California, which is a couple of hours from Los Angeles. I was there on Friday, and some of our guests might remember previous guests, Judy Utah from Autism and Entertainment. She was there. Rob Kuttner was there. I'm trying to think if there was anybody else besides Diane. Mm, those are the two top of my, because we were on a panel together, the three of us. So it was a great time. Thanks for asking, Chris.
Hopefully one day when things get better, I'll be able to come out to this event because I really would like to meet you, Diane, and some of my California guests. I swear to God, I know half the state of California from this show and my other show.
Yeah, right. And you mentioned your love of comedy and comedians, and that's going to all tie into today's guest. There's a bridge and all these connecting dots with comedy and the autism community and festivals and California and all those things.
Would you like to introduce our special guest tonight?
Sure. What a privilege. It is a privilege indeed to introduce to our audience Miss Alexa Phelece, an extraordinary woman who is not only an ambassador for inclusive beauty, but a phenomenal performer in her own right, and a fierce advocate and ally of a variety of communities. And I have the privilege of working with her as well. So let's welcome Alexa Phelece. Yay, Alexa. Here she comes. Miss Alexa. Oh my goodness. And she's got an animal.
Doggy.
Did they say that all guests should bring a dog?
Oh my gosh. Bring your dog to work. Yes. Thank
What's his
you.
name? What's their name?
This is Peanut. He is my partner in crime. He's my business manager. He's my emotional support dog. He's my
Peanut. What a pleasure, Peanut. Thank you for gracing us with your presence today.
Now, what's the story? What's the story between you and Peanut?
Well, I got Peanut after a very sad breakup. I just needed a reminder about love. And as we talk today, you'll notice that love has really guided so much of my decisions in my career. And Peanut was just one of those things I needed to be reminded after this breakup that I was capable of loving something and something was capable of loving me. And so here I go strolling into an animal shelter, and best thing that ever happened to me.
Adopt, don't shop. And I volunteer at a local humane society here twice a week, walking dogs and fundraising. And I wish I could adopt them all. Honestly, if I could, I would adopt every single dog. And every dog has a character and a personality.
It's so true.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Alexa. And thank you to Marlene for arranging this as well.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Wait till you hear Alexa's story, and I know I'll be making a lot of discoveries today too, but just from what I know about her from the short time that we've been acquainted, she amazes me and inspires me every day. So
you're so sweet.
So Chris, do you want to kick off the questions, or?
I'll start first, and then and Alexa, our show's easy going, and it's just an easy flowing conversation and good storytelling and learning.
Okay, great.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot with this question. Can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and how you connected with my co-host Marlene Sharp?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Marlene and I connected because of my connection with the Love on the Spectrum cast. I come from the entertainment world, modeling, content, performance, and I've just seen how much it shapes how we perceive ourselves. And that's actually what led me to build an organization called Everybody Deserves Love. And behind the scenes of modeling, I just really saw so many unrealistic beauty standards and constant feedback about people's bodies, and really how people were really struggling with confidence internally. And I ended up connecting with some vulnerable populations that were also very much in the spotlight, like the staff or the cast of love on the spectrum. And I quickly started helping them in a more social way, really helping them, guiding them through modern entertainment, through social media. I have a philosophy called posting with purpose, and teaching people how to show up online and show up in their life fully and authentically as themselves without, without feeling like they have to bend or mold to and lose who they truly are is one of my big goals. So yeah, and that's kind of what led me to working with Marlene.
Yes, I saw you posting. You were liking all the same things that I liked and posting the same on the same accounts on Instagram. And I thought, well, this is somebody I should know because maybe we're the same person because we have a lot of the same friends and same interests. And then we just hit it off.
Absolutely. I think we both care about making the world more inclusive, more loving, more kind, having more representation, because I feel like representation means nothing if people still hate themselves behind the scenes. So I'm really working to make sure that that confidence is something that's rooted in inherent value and not just fame or fortune. And I do feel like confidence is the real currency in entertainment. You know, people aren't just consuming content, they're comparing themselves to it. So I've just learned how to perform before, and I've learned how to perform before I learned how to feel safe in my body. So and now I use my experience being in front of the camera to help people really lean into feeling safe in their own body and who they are before the camera. I know a lot of people who have found the camera before they found themselves. Let's say that. So in order to not lose yourself with that camera, we have so much inner work to do, including reshaping the way we think about ourselves, the way we think about our bodies, the way we navigate social media and understand what it's really about. Oh,
live on the Small Talk podcast.
Yeah, he's like, okay, that's enough talking. Give someone else a turn.
Alexa, for me and Marlene, we've been friends longer than most marriages last.
Yeah.
5 years now. 5 years. 5 years. 5 years.
Maybe the secret is that we've never met in person. Maybe that's our secret tool.
Maybe that's all it takes is just a little love over the camera. See?
Right. Virtual relationships are the most solid.
By the way, I have a friend watching our show tonight from Buffalo, New York. His name is Robbie Schneider, and it's his birthday. So, hey, Robbie, I want to say happy birthday to you. He's one of my biggest supporters, and I believe, and he's such a really good person. He loves sports, and I believe I don't know if he has autism, but he's a really good guy, and he's just one of my biggest supporters. So happy birthday, Robbie, from the Small Talk.
Happy birthday, Robbie. Yes.
Should I sing to him? Should we sing to him?
I can't sing. I can't sing.
I can sing to him just real quick.
Yeah, well, let's sing to him, Alexa.
Let's do it. Okay.
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Robbie.
Happy
birthday to you.
Thank you so much. And that wasn't even planned.
So we have to support our fans.
Absolutely. And he has his own podcast show in Buffalo too. So, but he always watches my shows and he's really supportive. And what I love about this talk show is not just my co-host Marlene, but connecting with a lot of our guests and making new friends and connections and networking as well.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I always appreciate good networking. I really do believe that it's the relationships that we have with people that take us places, right? It's not what you know, it's who you know. And I'm so grateful. Since Marlene and I have connected, we've been able to have so much fun doing so many things. I can't wait to do more.
Yes. It's really incredible the way the collaboration just it just blossomed. It was just a miracle, really. I mean, it was so natural too. We had one brainstorming session that involved Vadim, an alum of this show, Vadim Govarov, and Rob Kutner, and Don was on that call too, I think. And that was like early days, like a few months ago. And then this opportunity fell into the lap of Rob and me, which is the Netflix is a Joke comedy festival slot at the Laugh Factory. We got a slot performing for the festival, and our slot is next Monday night at 5:30. We're opening the festival, and so we thought, who would be the best people that we know to be involved in this show? And just like seeing the chemistry of Alexa and Adon on camera, and just knowing, because you guys knew each other a little bit before, right? You had done.
Yeah. So Dawn, so first of all, I'm so excited about the show at the Laugh Factory on Monday. Like, let's just make sure everybody knows who's listening. Monday, Laugh Factory in Hollywood, 5:30 p.m. Get your tickets. You're going to support a really good cause. It's going to be a really funny, all divergent, mostly divergent comedy special, right? And I'm so grateful that these people I can call my friends. So Adon and I go to Cal State Fullerton together. I run a leadership program for college students, and Adon and I met on campus. And so we've done some stuff with Cal State Fullerton together. And Subodh and Arthi, Subodh was my client. I helped him run his social media for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. See, this is a discovery for me.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Subodh loves his fans. Like, this man loves his people, but he did no idea to like talk to a camera or like handle cameos or anything. So we've done some serious influencer, celebrity, content creator training, very thorough for quite some time.
Wow.
And then he became the public engagement officer of my nonprofit because he just wanted to do more socializing. Socializing was very important to him. So our nonprofit, Everybody Deserves Love, was able to really facilitate a role for him that gave him a chance to just socialize, greet people, connect with people, tell people who he is, what he's doing, or what the event's about. So him and I are real connected. We've even traveled to India together with his family. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, Alexa, this is blowing my mind because when you meet Judy Utah next Monday night, she's the founder of Autism and Entertainment, previous guest of this show. So Judy was the president of Orange County Asperger's Support Group for like 13 or 14 years. She just stepped down from the presidency, but she's the head of Autism and Entertainment now, which is a sister, or actually kind of a subsidiary of Autism Orange County, which is the new name of Orange County Asperger's Support Group. Anyway, she like 15 years ago started a branch of Toastmasters International with Orange County Asperger's Support Group because she has an adult son on the spectrum, and she saw how Toastmasters, like speaking training, helped herself, her family, her son, and all of that. So she implemented it really worldwide for neurodivergent folks, especially people on the autism spectrum. And Subodh was in her first training cohort.
Oh, wow.
And so she knew Subodh 15 years ago. He was probably a little child at that point.
Oh my gosh.
And so Judy, of course, she knows the whole family and everything, but Judy and Rob Kuttner and I, three of us involved in the Laugh Factory show, we're also very involved with Autism and Entertainment. We connected at the DigiFest last Friday, where Arthi and Subodh were appearing, and Judy told the origin story of Subodh and his public speaking and everything. She was moved to tears because to see where he had been, 15 years ago to today, now he's a highly prized public speaker, and like you took over from where Judy left off and brought him to the finish line. And
it's a team effort, and I think that's what's just the best about being in this space is just I believe everybody's a star. everybody's a star in their own right. We are all these unique, wonderful, creations. And if we would just feel that, really believe in that, and really own that, and have the confidence and the tools to be able to just show up in the world fully as ourselves. And then for me, it's all about using social media as that tool, right? Once you understand what social media is for, and we understand how it's designed to hurt our brains and make us second guess ourselves and compare ourselves and want to buy everything and want to go on diets. And once you get that digital media literacy understanding, then you can actually use it to just share with the world your stardom and really see beyond the comparison and be your own unique light. And I've had such a privilege of working with so many great people, even Jennifer Cook from the show Love on the Spectrum.
Yes.
I managed her content for years, really helping her show up online more authentically herself. On the show and in person, she's a star. But as soon as the camera comes out, there were challenges. So it's been so much fun just like empowering these individuals to just learn how to navigate the social media world so they can show up fully as they are. Because we need everybody to be seen. Everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves to feel seen. Everybody deserves to take up space. There's room for everyone.
Wow. Alexa. Okay. This is amazing. And it's like, it's starting all these other collaborative thoughts. Like, Chris, I'm so sorry ahead of time if we go off into like brainstorming new business opportunities or whatever.
No problem. Alexa, I wanted to ask you this. Your event is next Monday. What time is it again? Where can people purchase tickets who are watching this show live stream or on audio from California? And is this show going to be live streamed for people who are in Canada like myself?
Yeah, the live stream question, Marlene, do you want to answer that? I'm not sure.
As far as I know, well, it won't be live streamed in like this, but it's under the Netflix banner. So Netflix has the discretion of doing whatever they want with it, basically. So Netflix will be in attendance and somebody will be recording it, but we don't really know if it will be streamed on the spot or recorded for later, or maybe it'll end up in a compilation video. So stay tuned because you might hear about it again right here before the general public, or not. Who knows? Anything could happen.
It's going to be so funny. So it's May 4th Monday coming up, 5:30. You can buy the tickets directly on the Laugh Factory website, or you can go to Eventbrite and type in Laughs on the Spectrum and it'll pop up for May 4th, 5:30. The tickets are affordable. Like Marlene was saying, it supports the nonprofit Autism and Entertainment. And even though my nonprofit doesn't exclusively serve those on the autism spectrum, our message of inclusivity and representation and love for all is so important. And I feel like this show has given me an opportunity to reach even more of an audience that deserve to hear this message. So I'm just excited to make some people laugh, bring some people together, remind them how wonderful they all are, and hopefully raise some good money for the organization that we're supporting.
How much work was it putting this event together? Or any challenges?
Oh, Marlene and Rob really did most of the work.
Well, but Alexa played a critical, indispensable part in that she created these videos to promote the show. So we the whole point of this is really to give opportunity to people on the spectrum, to give them a platform to perform, and also to raise money for a Spectrum Laboratory as well as Autism and Entertainment. But none of that means anything if nobody knows that it's happening. And Rob and I have been so busy planning what's going to happen on stage that we have let everything else fall by the wayside. And so Alexa came in like a guardian angel and said, oh, you guys really need some social media. You need something in the moment with people who are in the cast. So we have a lot of the Love on the Spectrum cast members, because you hear us rattling off their first names and everything. We're very close with them and all, but nobody had organized this grassroots promotional push that is so vital for everything these days, but especially for something like this. And so Alexa did it. And so Alexa, I would love to hear how you pulled all that off so quickly too.
You know, for me, my strategy with content has always been, authenticity. And I think that the most authentic moments are just like, if you can catch them on camera, that makes for the best content. And so when I was with Arthi and Sabode, we were already doing other things for the nonprofit. We were already together handling other business. And same thing with Adon. Adon was coming to my storage unit to help us organize stuff for an event. And I'm like, hey, we need to make content for this. And so we just came up with a couple ideas, and moved them together. But the beauty about working with people with autism is they are so authentic without even trying. Something unique is going to be said. There's going to be a sound bite that's just so yummy and fantastic. It's going to be a tone of their voice. It's going to be something they said. So the reason these videos did so well is because Sabode is amazing, Adon is amazing, Arthi is amazing. When we just put us all together, and you can really just see us all just feeling. It just feels good to be in a safe space, I think. And when you capture that in a really like unscripted, not overly produced piece of content, people love it. People resonate with it. I think that's why my content does so well. I don't overproduce it. I show up in my content with makeup, without makeup, on a good day, on a bad day. I think just being a real person, being relatable is just the best way to connect online. If someone is too scripted, too sculpted, too
fake.
Yeah, people are just like, yeah, okay, cool, but whatever. There's so much trust around or mistrust around AI right now.
Right.
So the realer you can be, the more authentic you can be, the better. And that's just always been my thing, because I've always felt the pressure to be fake, to overperform, to, cut myself, edit myself, filter myself, second guess everything I'm about to say, because what if someone hates me if I say this? Right now, I'm really just trying to live authentically as myself. And that kind of falls into the content I create too, or at least it follows through. And I try to encourage all my clients to do the same thing. The special juice is you. You're the,
Alexa,
secret sauce.
You also have a rapport. You have, especially with Arthi, Sabode, and Adon, and Dylan Aguilar from this current season of Love on the Spectrum. It comes through. Like, you can't manufacture that sort of chemistry. It's the audience can just feel that these people. I mean, I had no idea that you went so far back with the Gargs, but it's not surprising because you're just so comfortable with each other, and it feels like real friends.
We really are. We really are. And I think like with Dylan's a new friend. We met going bowling with Sabode. Sabode called me and was like, I'm going to meet a fan. And I'm like, who's your fan? And he said, Dylan. I was like, Dylan's like a fan, but he's also on the show with you. And he's like, yeah. And so they invited me and I met Dylan. And now Dylan wants to be a part of the Everybody Deserves Love internship program.
Oh my goodness. And he says he's coming to our show too, right?
Of course, we told him as soon as we met him, and he's so excited to come, and he knows that Caroline is coming, so he's excited about that too.
Caroline's excited too. So Caroline Corey is one of the actors in our show, but she was also, this is some interesting backstory here. So Caroline was on 3 episodes of this current season of Love on the Spectrum, and she was the blind date of Dylan Aguilar, who we're talking about, Chris. And spoiler alert if you have not seen the season, but Dylan and Caroline do not get married at the end of season 4, but they have a very positive relationship. They know each other, they move in similar circles, they both live in Los Angeles, and they know that they will bump into each other, and they actually did a couple of weeks ago at the Burbank Mall. They ran into each other spontaneously. So Caroline is one of the actors that I represent at Sandstone Artist Management, and she's a phenomenal performer. She's a singer, a drummer. She's going to be doing some comedy drumming in our show. So like the old vaudeville sketches, like ba-dum-bum, she's going to be doing stuff like that. And so with Dylan in the audience, there's just going to be some magic, I think, some magic spontaneity going on.
Oh my, with everyone that you've casted for this show, it's going to be hilarious. I can't promise you we're going to remember the script. I was talking with Devin yesterday, and he's like, I don't even know. I think I've been so busy doing X, Y, and Z. You know what? We're gonna wing it, and it's gonna be hilarious.
Well,
great.
I told Rob, I said, Rob, we have to be the understudies just in case anybody can't go on. But are we prepared? Are we really prepared for that? We'll see. We'll see. We wrote the sketch, but having it memorized is a different story. So
I have no doubt that the people you've casted are going to be able to do improv and just make the crowd fall in love, even if the words are not perfect.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Marlene, are you going to be performing too?
No, I am not performing. No, I know this. I know. Yes, it's at a certain point I have to step aside and say this is a night for somebody else's to shine,
Right.
not me. I'm the
Behind
like the Wizard of Oz, the person behind the curtain. Yes, but don't worry, Chris. I haven't retired from performing. Just taking a little pause to give someone else the spotlight, and happy to do so.
Thank you, Marlene.
Alexa, I'm going to put you on the spot here. How
Okay.
would you describe yourself as a stand-up comedian?
How would I describe myself as a stand-up comedian? Oh my gosh, that is like really a good question. I would say I'm not as good as like Cat Williams. I think I'm thinking like, who can I compare myself to? Let me see. I'm more of a storyteller type comedian for sure. I think I take the real life, especially confidence and dating and identity and femininity, and I think I turn it into something funny. I think I had come off with a soft voice, but my jokes are dangerous. And I say things that people are thinking but don't want to admit, especially about bodies and being a woman and self-worth. It all comes from real experiences, modeling, relationships, social media pressure. And I just turn those moments into something people can laugh at, but also see themselves in. I hope that it's funny, but it's also very much me.
What do you and Marlene want the fans that attend this event to get out of this, besides some laughs?
I would love for people to just have an aha moment that tells them people who are on the spectrum don't necessarily need a bunch of stars advocating for that. I mean, celebrity attention and all that is nice, but there's a lot of talent in the community, and there's not really a separation between, okay, this is the entertainment industry, this is the autism community. We're all commingled. There are a lot of people undiagnosed on the spectrum who are in the entertainment industry. So for there to be any stigma about it is just silly, because we're all the same people, and there's so many wonderful resources, human resources in the neurodivergent population, and they deserve to be seen and heard.
Absolutely. And I would say, if I just had to wrap it up in one sentence, I would say that you do not need to change your body or shrink who you are to take up space, because you belong here. So continue to build your confidence and own who you are. Own your identity.
Speaking of shrinking, the only shrinking I want to do is my waistline right now.
Oh, I bet it's beautiful.
That's one thing I wanted to bring this up to you. I was checking out your website, Everybody Deserves Love, and a lot of your content I can relate. When I was younger, I was very active. I played sports, and I was skinny, but when I got older, I didn't play sports as much, and I've probably been overweight the last 30 years, and some of the and most people don't care, but I've heard it from some people, body shaming, where people just constantly make you feel bad about yourself, and self-love and self-care are so important, and mental health. And one thing I've learned from talking to comedians, musicians, that music and comedy is a form of therapy for them as well. And it's important to have good mental health and surround yourself with good people, because when you're around the wrong people, and they're always negative towards your body or what you're doing in life, it really can affect your mindset.
Absolutely. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. And also allowing for you to be different, right? Like, even if in the last 30 years you've been overweight, like, who cares? Like, it's okay. You know, I think that we have so much pressure to look a certain way. Your life could still be so wonderful, even 30 pounds overweight. And also, everybody is different and we're allowed to be different. I think underneath the physical meat suit, we all just want to be seen and heard and loved and valued. And like you said, be around people who support us and who help us build a positive mindset. So I think the environment is more important than anything you could ever eat. I think if you have a toxic environment that's feeding you BS, that is way more painful than a burger a day or fries a day. You know, I think diet culture has really messed us up. Yeah, and I think the media is constantly telling us what we should be versus what we are, and that's so much pressure. And so once you kind of see all the BS and you're like, oh, you're just trying to sell me something, got it. Oh, you just want me to subscribe to this product because you think, like, if I think I need it, now you get money. You know, once you kind of have that understanding, it's like, oh, wow, maybe I can actually relax. Like, maybe this extra roll around my hips ain't that big of a deal. Right? Like, maybe I've got something else to contribute to society. But the truth is, no matter whether you're 100 pounds or 300 pounds, we all feel the pressure. So I think that's where that every body deserves love message comes in. I know bodies get the grunt of it, or disabled bodies get the grunt of the judgment and the exclusion. But I have a twin sister, and we grew up side by side, and she's very, very thin. And so I always thought I had to look like her. And I also get teased. You know, she also got picked on, maybe not as much, but I imagine I still see her struggling with her body image. So just knowing that we're all going through something. So just be kind, be loving. I think that's got to be the biggest message, especially with this show, to see all this talent on stage. I'm sorry, I'm going back to May 4th. To see all this talent on May 4th, seeing us all in different, we really are a rainbow of talent. And I'm just so excited for what magic is going to come of it. I really hope that we fill the house, because it's going to be epic.
Yes.
How many performers do you have for this event?
It's going to be about, I think we have 23. So it's a pretty big cast. Yeah. Yes. It's a pretty big cast. But it's not everybody on stage at one time, because we would break that stage in the Laugh Factory. It's very small, but we're having such a wide variety. Well, that's why it's a comedy variety show. We have musical acts, we have stand-up comedians, we have improv, we have sketch. We have Danny Bowman, who is our host, and Danny, audiences know her from her 4 seasons on Love on the Spectrum, but she's also a phenomenal animator. And that's actually how I know her. I've known her since she was a teenager, because she joined Women in Animation when she was, I think, around 13 or 14. And I was just a regular lady in Women in Animation. And here was this young girl who was very precocious, and she would friend us on Facebook and all these things, and we could see that she had a lot of animation talent, and she made herself known, and lo and behold, now she's a superstar. She has a thriving animation studio, as well as a public speaking career, and I also represent her as an actor. So she is acting and endorsing brands and things like that. So Danny's our host for the evening on May 4th, and she's going to have some special material that she will present. So it'll be quite a show.
Any Canadians in this show? Any Canadians at all?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. It's tough though, Chris, because we are in Los Angeles, and
I don't
these
think Canadians
days,
like us very much, do they? Why would they want to be here?
I know that's what I'm thinking. Well, so actually, Judy Utah's son, Josh, lives in Vancouver for part of the time. But he's not going to be at the show. He's going to be in Vancouver at the time of our performance. But he's like our Canada connection. Besides you, Chris.
You should be there. Where are you
Yeah,
gonna
Alexa,
you'll be there in spirit, Chris.
I will, honestly. And when California joins Canada, then I will be over there every day when you guys become
Oh,
Canadians. One day.
yes.
one
One day.
day?
Alexa, have you been to Canada yet so far? I know you mentioned India, but you've never been to Canada yet.
No, not yet. One day I'd like to.
You'll have to try our poutine, French fries, gravy, and cheese curds.
Sounds
Wow.
It's not healthy food, but it tastes so good.
Okay, I'm all about goodness.
I'm
Yeah.
a foodie too.
Alexa, speaking of travel, I made a discovery from all the posts that you were doing about our show. And I just went poking around because I'm a citizen detective at heart, and discovered Exceptional Vacations through.
Yes.
And I just went on LinkedIn and followed them and linked with the I guess the vice president or co-president Jill. And
Exceptional
yeah,
vacations, yes.
and this organization is, well, it's exceptional, and I know you're connected with them and everything, and I noticed that they organize these trips for people with disabilities, and it's just it
Yes.
was. Yeah, so tell me about your relation. I'm just curious to know. This is like veering off into a business conversation. I honestly want to know more about.
I am so grateful for the opportunity to talk about Exceptional Vacations. So Exceptional Vacations is it's really a family-led group. They do a lot in the autism space, with like behavioral health, mental health, really supporting families with a lot of amazing services. But this vacation services is actually giving people on the spectrum or with intellectual and developmental disabilities the opportunity to travel and explore the world and build community. And I've had the privilege of helping them with their social media content in the last couple months. And I hope we work together for much longer because I love who they're speaking to. I love who they're trying to reach. I love that they're trying to make travel inclusive and accessible. And they have a team of trained individuals all over the US. They do custom trips. I mean, it's been really phenomenal to work beside them and see them make such a luxury experience accessible.
Yes, I was floored when I saw all the opportunity because, like you said, it's not just the vacations; it's a whole inclusive ecosystem of services and experiences and things like that. But I was thinking, gosh, there's probably a lot of ways to collaborate just within the Hollywood entertainment community. And well, first of all, one of the educational partners of Autism and Entertainment is Exceptional Minds, which is an animation studio that trains people on the autism spectrum for careers in animation. And then when they graduate, they move into the studio part. And they've done work for Marvel and Disney and all kinds. It's a very accomplished studio. And so I was just thinking, like, wow, Exceptional Minds, Exceptional Vacations. Like that's a partnership that's destined to be.
Yes.
So
I was actually I haven't figured it out yet, Marlene, but I'm so happy that you just were talking about it because I need to get them more involved. I mean, even on the show Love on the Spectrum, the cast in this last episode were traveling a lot. And there were some concerns around traveling. I'm like, oh, this is a perfect Exceptional Vacations moment right here. Like,
yes. And Danny Danny practically needs her own private plane and tour bus because that girl is on the move constantly. And she's speaking here, there, and everywhere, like universities, and then a lot of times she'll fly back into LA, and then she'll be booked on another speaking engagement or job or something like within an hour of just touching down. And so like her schedule needs to be like clockwork. It needs to be set, and she does have special needs as well, and it's really hard. So I was thinking like, wow, this is a company that could really align with everything that Danny's doing, just because she's on the road a lot. And a number of the actors who I represent are travelers, and
they've been talking to me about that, about curating a special trip specifically for the people that I may have in my network. So let's keep talking and see what we can do. They are also willing to work with us that would help them like with exposure, more content. So we could even possibly talk to them about curating a trip that is collaborative and mutually beneficial and super fun and awesome. And I would love to see what we can do about making travel more inclusive.
Yes. And also, okay, so Rob is working on a documentary that's taking place in Europe and Asia right now. And the documentarian, the center of this story, is on the spectrum. He's a a very accomplished tech entrepreneur, and he wants to give opportunities to people on the spectrum too. But he's going to be on the road doing this traveling for 2 years, I think. And so Rob and I were like oh, we need to get some of our people to to Alex so that they can interact. And these are two like-minded forces that need to come together. So maybe we can
be continued.
Yeah, to be continued. Yeah. So Chris, you're invited.
I'm now speechless. I've just been listening. I wanted to ask you this, Alexa. Do you have a website for this vacations website? And also, now I forgot what I was going to say. I try to write everything down because I'm 53, and if you don't write things down, you forget. You obviously a website, and also, if I remember, I'll ask you later. But do you have a website for this vacations? And the other thing I was going to ask you is, can you just tell our audience a little bit about Everybody Deserves Love, which provides for people in Orange County, California, and the services you provide? And now I remember what I wanted to ask you. Now it came back to me. Work-life balance. How do you and Marlene do it? Because I know some nights I don't get enough sleep. How do you balance everything here without burning out?
I was taking a nap before I actually hopped on this call. Let's just say that. I just get it in where I can fit it in. I try my best to say yes to things that feel aligned and say no to things that I wouldn't be sad if I missed. I think work-life balance is so important, and I haven't fully figured it out, but it's a constant battle. But I think with my constant message of everyone, telling people to take care of themselves, to love themselves, try to tell that to myself too. It's like, I know you got a purpose, I know you got a passion, but you also need some sleep. What about you, Marlene? Work-life balance?
There's none. There is no. I have no work-life balance at all. It's all work all the time, very little sleep. I'm not advocating it as a way to live. In fact, like, look at my life and then do the opposite is what I say. But that's the way I'm wired. And I've always been that way. Even as a little kid, I was a very studious little girl, and then involved in lots of extracurriculars and things like that. So I don't know, nobody intervened when I was a kid. So that's how I turned out.
And the way I look at it, from talking to you, Marlene, and knowing you for 5 years, and Alexa, is just talking to you tonight. It's not really work when you have a passion for something. If it's a job that you can't stand, an 8 to 4 job, you're looking at your watch, that's work. But when you find a passion, then it doesn't matter how many hours you put in. It's just something you love to do.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you giving me the chance to shout out. I appreciate you giving me the chance to shout out one of my clients, Exceptional Vacations. So I run a company called Posting with Purpose, and Exceptional Vacations, their website is exceptionaltrips.com. And their goal is to provide high quality vacations for individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities. And they ensure a safe tour environment for that promotes integration, socialization, friendship, and fun. So please, if you are on the spectrum or you know someone who fits that the description, please look up exceptionaltrips.com. I just found their website. I've been working with them for about 2 months, and I have friends who have worked with them, and they are phenomenal. They're well trained, they're well organized. I highly recommend them.
Yeah, and they sound like they should be doing all the travel for Love on the Spectrum, because I mean that's so much travel and so many moving pieces and parts, and everybody is an autism family who is involved with the show. So
yes, I notice that all the time. I see these stars having to travel around, and the parents have to join them and whatnot, but they're not just for the stars, right? They're for regular people, everyday people. If you're a parent of a child or a parent of a sister of a person who wants to travel more, but you can't go with them, they will be in good hands, I promise. And they will be with people that understand them and can support them and make them feel welcome. So and this isn't even my business, you guys. I just love, I love the model. So that's exceptionaltrips.com. So Everybody Deserves Love is my organization, and you can find Everybody Deserves Love online at everybodydeserveslove.org or EBDL. That's our, EBDL is our acronym. We once you start saying it, EBDL, it gets very easy. So EBDL.org. You can email me at alexa@ebdl.org. And yeah, we're just really trying to bring, just like it says here, this quality mental health care. I think for me, it's all about accessibility. I grew up not having access to a group of people that said, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not feel like you are good enough sometimes. You are good enough. You deserve to have a safe space to process these thoughts, and also a place to reshape those thoughts, right? So at EBDL, our message is, you are deserving of love no matter your body, your skin type, your ability, your walk of life, your economic status. We're really a human rights organization, a mental health advocacy organization, but our leadership program is giving access to young people who want to feel empowered, who want to show up in a room and take up space and feel confident in their ability to either facilitate safe spaces or do their job well. So we teach them things like marketing, communication, facilitating heart circles or support groups where they are really providing that inclusive care. So it's a community care program for the people, by the people. And it's all about showing, just like on May 4th, showing different talents, different abilities, that you're capable and you're deserving and you can help. You don't have to be a doctor to help your neighbor or to help yourself.
Alexa and Marlene, if you're okay for a few more minutes, if you're okay, I would like to play a video from your website, Everybody Deserves Love.
Thank you.
Okay. It's a very good video, and I wanted to play it. So just 1 second, and it's from your YouTube channel, or from your website. Sorry. This is from everybodydeserveslove.org, and this is the founder, Alexa Phelece. And we're going to play this video right now. Let me,
it's a good one.
1 second.
Alexa
Excellent.
Phelece, and I am 24 years old.
Almost 10 years ago.
So Everybody Deserves Love is something that I recently started to encourage people to truly love themselves, no matter if they're tall, short, fat, skinny, gay, straight, bi, black, white, orange, green. It doesn't matter your religion, doesn't matter where you're from. You're still worthy of loving yourself, and you're worthy of being loved by others. It took me a long time to truly love who I am as a person on the inside and the outside. I struggled a lot with insecurities. I grew up in a home where being curvy or thick or fat is not acceptable. I was always bigger than my parents, I was bigger than my sister, and I was bigger than the people around me, and that always really hurt me. It hurt my self-confidence, it hurt my self-esteem, and it really hindered me. It wasn't until recently where I truly discovered that it's okay to be people around me, so it could be different. It finally taught me to just love myself the way I am and encourage others to do the same. I want to tell other people that it doesn't matter what your differences are, we're all different, and those traits make us important. Those traits make us who we are, and that's why everybody deserves love is so important for me, because I know how it feels to be different, and I still know that I deserve to be loved just the way I am. Size, shape, everything about me deserves to have love, and that's why I want to inspire other people to do the same. It doesn't matter what kinds of struggles that they've personally gone through, or the ridicule that they've gone through, or the stereotypes or discrimination that they've been subjected to, that they are still worthy of loving themselves. I want to inspire people. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your religion. I want people to know that their differences make them beautiful, and they need to honor those differences, and they need to share their differences with other people, because that is what's going to make other people love them just as much as they should love themselves. So I've always struggled with my size. I've always struggled with my weight. I always felt like I was being compared to other people. I always felt like what I was never good enough. I would get A's in school. I would work out a lot. I would join sports. I would get trophies. I would do everything above and beyond to be the best that I can be, and it still was never good enough. And that burden of knowing that no matter what you do, you're still not worthy is terrible, and nobody should feel that way. Nobody should have to feel like they aren't worthy of loving themselves or being loved by other people, and it's just not okay. And for me personally, I struggle with my acne. I still struggle with my acne to this day. I recently just stopped wearing makeup unless I'm doing a photo shoot or something with modeling, just to kind of show that my acne scars or my blemishes, my imperfections don't stop me from being me. And I also struggle with my weight, being compared to other people. Still to this day, it's something that I have to get over. I have to kind of accept the little things that, may not be accepted by society. I have to learn to love those things, and it's a process. It's definitely, I'm not here trying to tell people that you need to love yourself today. You just have to acknowledge that even though there's things you may not be 100% on in your life, you can work on it. You can make a difference every single day. It's a process that we're all going through, and that everybody's gone through at one point in their time. So together, hopefully we can change the world and make a difference.
Yay!
Thank you so much, Alexa, for letting me play this video. I thought it was very powerful, and I thought it was appropriate to air on a show tonight.
Thank you so much, Chris, for bringing that back. Oh my gosh.
I think Marlene.
I am still that same girl 10 years later. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And I believe it. And we're doing it.
I can relate to your content, and I
could not do it without people like you, Chris, and Marlene, and everyone who supports and donates. Honestly, we are fully funded by the people. We haven't been able to crack into the government grants yet. I don't even get a salary from the work that we do. We just pay some of the interns here, and but right now we've been able to serve, just on volunteers alone and individual donation, we've been able to serve over 20,000 people over the last 10 years. And we've had so much more reach than that. I mean, and I just think there's not a person in the world who doesn't feel somehow like there's something about them that they'd want to change, or that at one point they didn't feel good enough to be loved or to be happy. And I think without having that environment and having that safe space, people can lead into depression and suicide and eating disorders. And I think it all just stems from this belief that we are unworthy, but we are. We really are. And with the right support and the right environment and the right people reinforcing that narrative, I think we can change the way people look at people. It's just about humanity, loving each other, loving ourselves. Love ourselves first so we can go out in the world and have more empathy and understanding for others.
Yes, and that's something I got to work on too. And volunteer work's been a big part of my life for over 30 years. And I love what I'm doing here with I do 3 talk shows, and this one is once a month with Marlene. Marlene, I'm assuming you have to get going, but do you have any final thoughts for Alexa before you leave? Okay,
Oh, I don't know if she can hear us.
I think it's when we played the video. It seems to do something to Apple headphones. Because
Uh,
I had another guest too the other day, and I said, "Do you have Apple headsets?" And I said, "Yeah." It seems like when I play a video, that's what happens. So I don't
That's
know
all
if
right. I think we're here at the end, and I'm seeing all these comments come through from your Facebook. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see some of you at May at the Laugh Factory, 5:30 in Hollywood.
yes.
MyDeservesLove.org. I'm sorry,
Before
May
we
4th.
wrap, May
May
4th,
4th.
Monday, May 4th, which isn't far away. Hey, I wanted to ask you this too before we wrap this up, Alexa. And I know Marlene's going to get going too. Do you find empathy is shrinking these days towards others?
Not in my community. I don't know about the rest of the world, but the people that I surround myself with, especially at Everybody Deserves Love leadership program, these students, they come to me and they empathize so heavily, they don't know what to do with it. That they don't have a place to channel this empathy and desire to help, they feel inadequate, they feel useless, they feel stressed. So by providing them the tools, the education, the leadership skills to create safe spaces that have a lot of empathy and understanding for others, they are changing the world. So I am going to keep putting them in the right places with the right partnerships so they can keep teaching and showing what empathetic love truly looks like. And I don't know if the world is also as empathetic and understanding, but I know my world, the world that I see, the world that I'm involved in, we have so much empathy and understanding and respect, so much respect for people, despite if you really, really know them or not. And I just hope that spreads like wildfire.
I'm not sure if Marlene can hear us. I know when my other guests had this issue, they logged off and they logged back on and it connected their audio again. So I sent Marlene a private chat. So, but I'm going to wrap this up. But where can our audience know about some of your upcoming events besides Monday, May 4th? And how can people help out with volunteering their time with your organizations or making online donations?
Absolutely. Okay, well, everybodydeserveslove.org is going to have everything you need to get a hold of me. Everybodydeserveslove@gmail is my email, or alexa@ebdl.org. There are a ton of volunteer positions available. They're not listed on our site, but you can go ahead and email me. We're always looking for leaders, mentors, anyone who is in a profession that wants to young people, any parents or family members that have young people that want to enroll their student in our leadership program. You're welcome to do so. It's completely free. And if you'd like to donate, please go to our website. There is a donate now button, and every dollar supports us, making sure that these young people have a place to build their skills, but also create safe spaces to make more loving, more kind, and more inclusive, because mental health resources should be accessible. Everyone needs support. And if it's not in your kid's face, they're not looking for it. So we want to be in their face. We want to let them know that there are people that care about them and that believe in them and want them to thrive. So we really can't do that without all of your help and your guidance. So yeah, definitely find us. And then my name is Alexa Phelece. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook too. Just Alexa Phelece, AlexaPhelece. And I'm so excited to connect with everyone who's listening. And thank you, Chris, so much for having me. I know Marlene had to jump, but this was really wonderful. And there's also our beach day coming up. Follow us on social media. Our beach day is July 19th in Orange County, Tower 18, Bolsa Chica. Yeah, so July 19th, it's coming up. But our Instagram is where we post all of our.
And finally, this is a new segment here. It's called Ask the Small Talk Podcast Host a Question. Marlene had to jump off, unfortunately, but do you have a question for me, the host, before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I've got a question for you. This is so fun. Can it be anything, or does it have to be a part of a certain topic?
Whatever, as long as it's not political, you can ask me anything.
Do you think the word caramel is pronounced caramel or caramel? Caramel,
Caramel. Caramel.
not caramel.
No, caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah.
All right.
Caramel.
Was that a good question, or should I hit you with another?
You can hit me if you're okay. You can ask me one more question.
Okay, if there was one thing that you could change about the world's perception of those on the autism spectrum or those living in a bigger body or anyone, what would it be? If you could change one universal perspective.
Just don't judge them. Judge them based on their personality and character, not based on their condition. And I think that's the problem in the world right now. There's so much hate and dislike and distrust, and kindness is free. And I think the world needs more of it. And that's besides this show, my other show. I really like good storytelling. I want people to come on the Small Talk podcast or live with CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show. Come on, share their stories, and also I want the audience to learn from my guests and from myself as well. And education is a lifelong process as well. And I do speak at local high schools here once a month about careers and also about education in the classroom, but outside of it, and also to keep an open mind. Since I switched careers 6 years ago into radio media, I've opened my mind to things that I didn't before. So don't judge people based on their conditions and also age too. Who cares what someone ages is? Judge people by their personality and their character. And that's how I look at it.
Yes, that was such a beautiful answer to that question. I could not agree with you more.
And finally, where can our audience find Everybody Deserves Love on social media? Your website, best way of contacting you, and do you have any plans for a podcast show in the future?
Okay, yeah, social media, Everybody Deserves Love _. Same thing with our website, everybodydeserveslove.org. Best way of contact is a DM or an email, alexa@ebdl.org. And I would love to start a podcast in the future. I'm slowly working on something now, but I don't know when it'll get launched. But until then, I'm so happy to be on your show or anyone else's show.
Well, thank you so much. And make sure you give your dog a walk and some treats for me too. Pet them.
Because you did so good today.
Dogs are number one.
Say bye tonight.
They're special. Thank you so much, Alexa. Continued success, and we'll definitely keep in touch on social media. And if you'd like, I can send you the full video, the audio, and I will edit this into reels and clips as well.
Oh, reels and clips would be perfect. Thank you so much, Chris. And thank you everyone for watching.
And are you on TikTok as well? No, for my media work and stuff like that. So like you said, social media, if you use it the right way, it's a perfect, it's a great tool if you use it the right way. But I'm going to let you go, but I want to say thank you to Marlene Sharp, my co-host, for arranging you, Alexa, for coming on here tonight. And you have an open invite to come back on again with your buddy. And dogs are great. Yes.
Thank you.
Hopefully one day I will be able to come out to California to meet Marlene and yourself and many of my guests that have come from California.
Yes, get your butt over here. The West Coast needs you.
Yes, I hear it's very diverse over in California. But hey, like you said, thank you so much for coming on season 4, episode 4, number 35 of the Small Talk podcast. And please tell Marlene, thank you so much for having you on and for coming on the show as well.
I will. I'll let her know. Thanks again, Chris. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope to be in contact some more.
We'll talk to you soon. Good night. All right, everybody. That wraps up season 4, episode 4, overall 35 of the Small Talk podcast, a monthly entertainment talk show hosted by yours truly, Chris Pomay, and my co-host Marlene Sharp. Marlene had to leave a little bit early tonight with some technical issues, and she had to get going after an hour. So thank you to Marlene for arranging our guest, Alexa Phelece, and you can check out her website, everybodydeserveslove.org. She's also on Instagram, Everybody Deserves Love. And you can find her on Linktree, EBD Love as well on Linktree, and also on Facebook. Everybody Deserves Love on Facebook as well. And she is on TikTok as well. And also make sure you check out the Small Talk Podcast Facebook group page as well. And as we wrap up the show, guys, again, thank you to Marlene Sharp for coming on and Alexa Phelece for coming on. My next live with CDP Sports and Entertainment talk show is going to take place on Thursday, April 30th at 7 p.m. with my special guest, author John LaFlamboy. John LaFlamboy, he's the author of They Call Me Fergie, a book about Major League Baseball Hall of Famer and Chicago Cubs legend, Chatham, Ontario legend, Fergie Jenkins. So John LaBoy will be on my show on Thursday, April 30th, 7 p.m. to talk to us about his book called They Called Me Fergie. And if you're a big baseball fan, a fan of Fergie Jenkins, a fan of the Chicago Cubs, check out Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show Thursday, April 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And also my guest today, Brad Bisbing, the assistant general manager of the Buffalo Bisons, the top farm team of the Toronto Blue Jays. Something came up today and he was unable to attend. So Brad Bisbing is going to be on Live with CDP next Tuesday, May 5th at 11:30 a.m. as a rescheduled date as well. And the next Small Talk podcast, season 4, episode 5 with Marlene Sharp and Chris Pomay will take place the end of May in a month from now. So please check out Marlene Sharp's social media pages and mine, as well as the Small Talk Facebook page for our next show, season 4, episode 5, which will take place at the end of May 2026, which is not that far away as well. And I'm going to put on our social media sites too. You can follow me and Marlene on these social media sites. Marlene's website is pinkpoodlesproduction.com. You can follow Marlene on x.com/divamarlene70s. And mine is on x.com, Chris D. Pomay, or my website is beacons.ai/Chris D. Pomay. And again, type in the Small Talk Facebook page on Facebook, and we have 206 members as well. I want to say thank you to the audience for watching this show, the Small Talk Podcast, on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, X, and on Instagram. And thank you to the audio audience listening to this Small Talk Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and wherever podcasts are available. I hope everybody has a great night, and we will see you back here at the end of May with Marlene Sharp and myself for season 4, episode 5, overall 36 of the Small Talk Podcast in a month's time from now. So have a good night, everybody, and happy May Day, which is going to be on Friday, May 1st, coming up. So we'll see you back here in a month. And again, thank you to Alexa Phelece, Marlene Sharp, and to you, the audience, for watching and listening to the Small Talk Podcast. Good night, everybody.